Yep, it's us. Back in the
You're
front.
still here?
Y'all still trying to figure out history? Oh yeah, I forgot. The essay should be completely different now. What's his fictional book?
Indeed we are. If you have a moment, we'd love for you to join us once more.
We have time. What do you want to talk to us about?
Do it.
It's the same topic we discussed last time. Obviously.
Damn.
Still looking for more info about Tatarasuna, huh? Should we join them?
No, we really shouldn't. We're on a visit. Perfect. Let's do a research session as fast as you have to say.
Unfortunately, we haven't made any real progress.
Let me read it again. Man.
Huh? Oh, of course.
And I should have read it because now it's gonna be fucking completely different. Oh my god. Oh. The Grand Bazaar rumors revolve around Yoko, who has a very characteristic in his own full history. A small position, however, repeatedly mentions outsider. It should be known that appearance of such a character who is suspected to be based on a real person is a very curious case. This fact drew the attention of researchers delved further. Reportedly, okay, foreign mechanic, okay, something that is statistically one of the areas. Well, if someone tried to turn him away, they'd only be earned incomprehensible moments with his less. Mechanic often started the furnace, seemingly check out his condition, unsteadily. Less expensive, not as watching the local residents, particularly in the area. It's not uncommon to see cross-cultural exchanges, technical differences such as after traveling across the tides, foreign experts were being welcome in the region, not likely unreasonable either. Yet calamity came along with the exchange knowledge, which is a high potential causation between these events. However, some current residents believe that there's such a rarely result of forebears, overacting imagination, something to theorize how things actually unfolded. The mechanic, long I have delved into many texts and documents, but ultimately unable to decipher a specter of a clue as to the background. Still mentions the mechanic grew scared. Okay, so the doctor still did what he did.
I presume you'll want to read mine as well. Here.
His should be a closer read because, let's see, his shouldn't have changed because it's fiction. Ziki hears a grin. Upon hearing this, no one released the blizzard from his hands as a call your palm, but a few more words were exchanged. Someone came walking nearby. That person is confident. The head appeared to be a door, blah blah. We can replace the lunchboxes. We can concoct them. Sir, are you not hungry? I already ate. Hunger soon. Truthfully, that smile. Just no matter. He departed. Like a falling spear, a black cloud reached the bottom of the boat, joined the birth. Second one, ship was sent forward. Third forward, each who left to seek salvation did so in the foul skies, bleak reasons. Dictated that it should not risk anyone else. The temperature was so severe. So it still blew up and released the black smoke. Which part in the mountains? So who went into the furnace? Next to the closet. Huh. Alright, well. So he never went into the furnace. Yeah, no shit, it changed. But it didn't change dramatically.
Well, what do you think?
Well, it's got most of the information correct now.
Hey, Traveler. Remember how last time Aqaba was saying how he wished he could gather more information about all this? Well, we just got back from Inazuma. So how about we tell them what we learned?
Yeah, completely botched story.
What did you find out? Something big?
Good enough for you.
It's a long story. Basically, we have some friends in Inazuma, and...
I bet you're trying to recite this whole damn story.
Wow, so many new details. Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Make sure you write it all down.
Well, well. So it all comes down to one man's desire for revenge. Huh.
Literally.
You heard this from a member of the Arminoma clan, you say? Then I guess it must be true. Ugh. So there's no ghost story here after all.
Well,
This new information actually lends further credence to my hypothesis. Evidently, swordsmiths were seen as having an incredibly prestigious role in society those days, to the extent that harming them was conceived of, at least by the perpetrator, as a way of exacting revenge against those in power.
Yes, okay, point taken, you were right.
I mean, yeah,
That doesn't
that's
mean
the
I can't
Scaramouche
carry
did.
on with my novel.
No, I guess you can carry on.
And they're back at it. These guys are really into this.
I mean, one's trying to write an essay,
Oh,
one's trying to
I'm
write a
so
fiction
sorry.
story.
Look at us, prattling on about our projects and ignoring you. Thank you so much for the information.
Welcome. See ya.
Bro, we literally left the country and came back, well, in the matter
Keep
of
us
like
in
a
the loop
day.
if you find out anything else.
He's not gonna question that? In the span of
Will
like
do.
12 hours, we traveled the goddamn globe? Alright. Well. Only Wombo comboed Irminsul and erased himself from history. How did he manage? Oh, we know how he managed.
Nahida, we're here.
Yeah, we're back.
Traveler, Paimon, how have you been? Ugh, where to start? Paimon hasn't had a moment's rest this whole time. That night, we ended up chatting and chatting until suddenly the sun was up. And then he decided he wanted to go to Inazuma.
She's not gonna know who the hell the Balladeer is.
The Balladeer? This sounds like some kind of code name.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, idiot. He erased himself from history.
You look troubled. Is there something you need to tell me?
Yeah, I need to enter Irminsul. Even Nahida doesn't remember, just like last time. Any changes to Irminsul affect her as well. The Balladeer acted quickly. He finished erasing himself before Nahida could stop him. I'm the only one who still remembers the things that we erased. Once again, I'm the record keeper.
Traveler?
That's not what she said.
Hey, what's wrong? You look so upset.
There are things that happened that only I can remember. I have to tell you the truth. I explained to her. Scattered across time. There was once the named Balladeer created by the Electro Archon. He was a puppet who lived among men. A series of events in Tartar soon with the Balladeer, thinking he had been betrayed, thrice betrayed, left Inazuma and a world beyond. With no trust for humans, only loathing for the gods, he bore his grudge for years and grew in strength. He returned to Inazuma to take his revenge. He tried in vain to become a deity with Gnosis and ended up losing everything. Bro. He entered Irminsul and learned the truth behind his betrayal. Knowing for what his entire life was built on lies, he did the unthinkable in an attempt to reverse his tragic fate.
That's quite a story.
Man, it doesn't even... I guess it's so confusing now, because we know that the sages were exiles for trying to build a god. So what the hell are they exiled for now?
So, this puppet known as the Balladeer erased himself from Irminsul,
Actually,
hoping that he could change the past.
the entire story is fucked because they didn't believe in Kusanale. Because they love Rukkhadevata. So now Rukkhadevata was erased, so now they imprisoned Kusanale and try to build a god to replace her, and now that god that they built to replace her doesn't exist anymore. The entire timeline of Sumeru is fucked.
But how was he even able to do that? As the traveler said, he very nearly became Sumeru's deity. Admittedly, I remember it a little differently. I don't recall finding anyone inside the machine after we defeated
Okay,
it.
so they still built the machine.
Nevertheless, it does make sense. If someone were to successfully erase themselves from Irminsul, the world would change to reflect the new reality. So, you believe this person really existed, and we just don't remember him because, well, because he literally changed the world?
We can prove it.
Yes.
We can pull him out of Irminsul.
Theoretically speaking, it is possible to do this. But I'm struggling to imagine the kind of person who would dare go through with it. The traveler comes from a world beyond Teyvat. That's why there's no information about him in Irminsul, and it also explains why any changes to Irminsul wouldn't affect him.
Yeah.
So if there's anyone in the world capable of retaining memories from a past that has been rewritten, it's you. It's quite incredible when you think about it.
Also quite bullshitty.
Paimon's having a hard time understanding this Balladeer guy's motivations. Why did he do it? I can only make inferences based on the information we've been given. As for what kind of person he was, only you remember that.
I'm not really sure. Well, he was a POS. We were enemies after all. I don't know if it's his perspective on all of this, so I can't why he did something so extreme. To reclaim his life. Do you want to reset everything or save someone? Do you want to completely undo his existence? Everything can be set right. It's time to solve this once and for all. Maybe that's all there is to it. Yeah, exactly. Do you remember the question he asked? He asked me specifically, and my hesitation gave him the answer. Can you change the past? I hesitated because I witnessed the greater Lord Rukkhadevata erase her own existence, but I can't tell Nahida that. To put it another way, I know why the Balladeer was so sure it could work, but I can't tell her that.
Something else worrying you? Something that you can't share?
He chose such a radical option, yet...
It couldn't change the fate of the ones who had died, right?
Yep.
Once the Balladeer realized he hadn't been betrayed after all, it must have completely changed his view of the people of Tatarasuna. Now he saw them as friends again. He couldn't keep hating humans after that. And if he thought there was a chance he could save his old friends, it would be hard not to try. The story makes sense, every part of it. The Balladeer tried to achieve godhood with the doctor's help. He was unsuccessful, but retained the power to connect with Irminsul. That power then enabled him to change what was recorded in Irminsul and erase himself, even though he didn't have much strength left.
Well, at least the God of Wisdom knows the truth.
It does make sense, but it still ended in tragedy for his friends.
You can't change
It just
that.
feels so hopeless.
What happens is set in
He
stone.
gave
You can only
everything
change
to do
who
this,
and
but
when.
It seems like he got nothing in return.
If you can't change when, you just change who. You change the world in many ways, yet the dead still didn't get a second chance. And those fate that tragedy couldn't be saved. Whatever happened, happened. They died. What exactly did he want to fight back against? His betrayal in his life, or did he wish he never existed at all?
Please wait a moment. I want to check something.
Yeah, he's still inside Irminsul. Even to this moment.
Found it. This should be the one.
The cube.
It turns out that I have a strange way of confirming everything he has told us.
How's that?
What is it?
A record from a personal collection. It was tucked away in a corner.
That's
You
not
should take a look.
Spies and information presented resembles a fairy tale, like I said.
Is this a fairy tale? Who wrote it?
Fairy tales can transcend time.
I authored this record myself.
Huh? You wrote a fairy tale that somehow has something to do with the Balladeer?
When
Yep.
combined with the Traveler's narrative, it's clear that this story is an allegory. Everything in it is a symbol for something else.
Okay. So
Hold
what
on.
people have been speculating
So this
from the
record survived
beginning
from
of the game.
the
And like I said earlier, fiction can transcend the timelines.
Yes. Any information about the Balladeer or the Kabukimono and other records will have been changed. But I wrote this story in a way that means it was left intact.
And now the greater Genshin community is going to go back and read all the damn lore pieces and be like, oh my god, guys, the lore is there in the game. Even though the lore communities have known this shit from like day fucking one.
Changing the information in Irminsul changes to that. But Irminsul can't change information that was well hidden in advance. I guess I must have written this story as a backup before the Balladeer entered Irminsul.
That's incredible! What a great idea!
And we also know, if people have been paying attention to Yaimiko's dialogue in the events and stuff, she predicts the future. If anyone's paid attention to that, events she talks about happen in the future. And what does she own? Oh yeah, a novel shop. And who's her god? The god of eternity? Imagine trying to preserve time by writing fiction. Y'all see a pattern here?
And sending the Traveler into Irminsul with the Balladeer must have been a further precaution. I knew he'd remember everything. This story is abstract enough that it still resonates with the present information recorded in Irminsul. But if we connect all the different pieces together, the true story that emerges is the one he told us. The now erased life of the Balladeer. There was once a lone monster draped in fox fur. The monster found a family of foxes, joined them, and they became friends. The monster lived with the family day and night, and everyone treated it as one of their own. Once in a while, the monster would take off its fox fur at night and lament to itself as it gazed at its reflection in the water. I am a monstrosity, yet they are too foolish to see it. I pity them. But the monster soon found solace when another came to live among the foxes who was not their kin. A kitten, carved from the wood of a white tree who had been abandoned by the humans. The kitten too wished to become a fox, but its tail was too slender and it could not grow a coat of richly colored fur. Yet when the other foxes saw this, they spoke words of comfort to the kitten. Even without a tail and fur like ours, you are still one of us. Furious at this happy resolution, the monster lit a fire on the mountain. The terrified animals panicked as the fire spread. The only way to extinguish the flames was to make a sacrifice. A gray fox stood up and addressed the monster. It said, "You are the cleverest among us. Surely you can help us find a way to solve this." The monster smiled, led the fox toward the fire, and murdered it. The gray fox's heart was turned into a beautiful drop of water, clear, spotless, and pure. The monster gave the heart of water to the kitten, telling him, "The foxes have decided. You are the one who must be sacrificed. Take this, quench the flames, and die for your fox kin." The fire was extinguished, but the kitten lived. It left that side of the mountain and found a little bird who had a broken wing. The two promised they would spend their whole lives together, but the little bird did not have long left to live. It passed away soon after. After burying the bird, the kitten left the mountain for good. Never again would it cherish a single creature, nor a single blade of grass that stood on that mountain. The kitten spent the nights wandering aimlessly, gnashing its teeth at the moon. How it wished to swallow the moon and devour the moonlight. If the world could only return to darkness, then it would finally be peaceful and content. I will become the new moon, the answer to everything. Then, no one will know that there were once birds, foxes, and cats in this world. And no one can know that they were different.
We solved it!
Yeah, I don't think solve
I
is the right
remember
word.
now. This is not just the Balladeer story. It is his very own memories. I made a backup so that it would be preserved no matter what happened.
This world's very
To
digital in the
become
way
a
information
god,
is stored.
he was experimented on and modified countless times. It was brutal torture, and the only reason he was able to survive is that he was a puppet.
A puppet
His
created
memory was
by the
extracted from
Balladeer.
him by the scholars. Presumably, they kept it to have something to defend themselves with. Creating a deity was just the first step. Some of them wanted to be able to control it. That's why they backed up his memory for later use.
Jesus.
I
Betrayed
buried
by the
it deep
humans
inside
for a
one of my
sixth
own
time.
dreams, and then hid it inside an allegorical story so that it wouldn't be altered.
It's hard to believe that this person really existed, let alone that he tried to get rid of us on more than one occasion.
He got rid of himself.
Paimon has no memory of him at all. He completely vanished like a puff of smoke.
Like a puff of Tatarasuna black.
The Balladeer
That's
agreed to help me look for information about the Descenders, and although he was unsuccessful, he still helped you. Before he vanished, he confirmed an important detail. That Conria was where your twin first came into this world.
You told us that already,
We
though.
still don't know how the change to Irminsul will affect the senior ranks of the Fatui, but in all likelihood, they won't even remember their own Harbinger.
Feels like life is as insignificant as that.
It sounds like Paimon wouldn't like this guy a whole lot if he was still around. But still, Paimon doesn't like the way it all ended that much better.
He's still in
This is why
Irminsul.
wisdom alone cannot answer all our questions. We look, we see, and we comprehend, but the question still troubles us. So the answer is not everything. People yearn to find the truth and then conquer the troubles they face. When you give someone the truth, you give them a chance to choose their own destiny. To others looking on, this may seem like a pointless endeavor, but for him, the chance to act on his desire to disappear must have meant a lot. Never forget that even when we walk beneath dark clouds along a road filled with suffering, the light of wisdom is always there, guiding us toward a better destination. And that is what you have been doing all along.
That's what deserved.
Nahida's right. Cheer up. How about we go get something to eat? We can pick up this heavy conversation again later.
How about we go in Irminsul and pull him out?
Good idea. Paimon,
Jesus
why don't you
Christ.
take him out for a walk to clear his head?
What do we clear my head
You
for?
got it.
I have
Come
to
on,
clear his head
traveler.
right now.
You need to get out of your head for a while. You'll feel much better after taking a walk.
Well, at least we confirmed the truth, and that she was able to see. Even though there's no way to confirm the
Let's
look
go
of
get
the
a
body.
snack from one of the stalls in the Grand Bazaar. That'll be sure to lift our spirits.
No, it won't, because I
be
know
really tough
he's
being
in
the
the
only one who remembers all
Irminsul.
But Paimon's always here to help cheer you up.
I'm glad you're here to help cheer me up. Fucking indescribable passless demon. If all the events are tied together and the same results always happen, he's in Irminsul still. Unless he completely erased himself and his existence. Which, I mean, we just know that's not true. We just know. Oh, we gotta go to the Grand Bazaar, right? But why go to the Grand Bazaar? Why not the upper city, bro?
We're here. What should we eat first?
I'm gonna eat you, child. Something I'm missing. Something important I'm forgetting. He's an Irminsul.
Hey, are you gonna answer or what?
Don't nag me, Paimon. Give me a minute.
Alright, whatever you want. Well, Paimon will be right here when you figured stuff out. Then we can get something to eat.
You don't got any more on yourself? There's something about Irminsul deleting oneself. You have to be with it. Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, forbidden
What is
knowledge,
Have
Nahida.
you figured it all out?
I'm about to. Yes, that was it. Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. She said she had no one can erase themselves from existence, not even her. Otherwise, why would she need to create her own reincarnation unless the Kusanali did the deletion for her? There would be no point.
Why'd you jump up all of a sudden?
He's in Irminsul still. No, I can't tell Paimon. She doesn't know about Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. That's a crucial important detail. It's simply not possible for the Balladeer to completely erase his own existence. In which case, one question: what happened to him?
Excuse me, boss. There
Oh,
seems to
okay.
be a small problem with the last bill. Look, here.
He's alive. He's right there. Where'd you get the new drip from? Bruh.
Hey! Hey, wait!
Hmm? You mean me?
No, not you. That kid. Didn't you see? Little rascal grabbed my last 2 fresh Sunsettias and ran off. Look, if you're gonna help out here, you can't keep spacing out, okay? What is it? Work's too boring for you? Or has the big city got too many distractions?
I wasn't paying close enough attention. Sorry, boss. I think you're right. Maybe it's the city. It's so exciting. It can be hard to focus.
Who's that guy? You know him or something?
That's the Balladeer, bitch.
He's who?
Scaramouche.
You're a strange one,
A
kiddo.
Harbinger.
You say you don't want any money for helping out here, and then when I actually give you some work to do, you keep letting yourself get distracted. I don't want to take advantage, so I'm happy to pay you what I'd pay anyone else. But if you keep acting like this, pretty soon I won't be able to afford to.
No, please. I mean it. You don't need to pay me anything. I'm just so thankful you agreed to take on an outsider like me.
You're welcome, I guess. But I got bigger things to worry about. Look, we're all out of Sunsetias, and I promised the lady down the street I'd deliver a fruit bowl this evening.
Leave it to me. I'll find some more. Just a moment. I'll be right back.
Stop. I'm gonna level with you, kiddo. I've never met a worker who said they didn't want a wage before. And at first, I got greedy. Couldn't believe my luck. But I figured you'd start asking for something in return eventually. You don't want money. You don't take days off. And in your free time, all I see you do is wander around, taking in the sights. Are you a drifter or something?
That's right, I am. We can talk more about that later. First, let me get those fruits you needed. Sunsetias, was it? I'll be right back.
Hey, what do we do now?
Tell him.
Okay, stay out of sight. Don't let him see you.
He won't know us. What do you mean, don't let him see us? Like, yeah, like, I'm glad it's not a stupid tailing section. You literally will have no history of us. Like I said, actually.
Take it easy.
Yeah, this'll do.
Even though you say he's the Balladeer, what are we planning on doing? Stealing his Sunsetias? Isn't that a bit too cruel?
Will you shut up?
Oh, alright.
This should be enough. Guess I should wash them before I take them back.
So if I wasn't stealing my own eyes, I wouldn't have been. Hello.
You two over there. Is there something I can help you with?
He spotted us!
Oh yes, spot us, you ape.
You've been following me all the way from the city. I'd have to be blind not to notice.
Yeah, because we weren't hiding.
Have we met before? No, we haven't met. But you know me?
Yeah, oh no, he got those clothes.
I have no recollection.
It's complicated, but I do know you.
Are you absolutely sure?
Yes, you pea-brain.
Sorry, but I just can't take your word for it.
I can prove it. You're a puppet.
A puppet? What makes you think that?
We just went through the whole story.
Huh?
Is she stupid? Who the fuck is requesting to join my
You're
world?
right! The look on his face!
I guess you do know me after all. That is not something I share with a lot of people.
You should share that with anyone, by the way.
Look, I'm just a wanderer. But seeing as you've gone through all this trouble to track me down, I'm sure whatever it is must be important.
There's somewhere I want to take you.
Okay, but please let me deliver these goods to my boss first.
Yeah, okay, bro.
Are you really working for that guy? He said you don't want any more for it. Is that true?
Yeah, it's made by the gods. He doesn't care for the gods.
Yes,
Infinity
I ran
symbol.
into him out in the wilderness during a storm, and he let me
Get
take
it?
shelter in his
Turn it?
cart. In return, I said I'd be his helper for a while.
That's oddly nice of you.
Let me take these back. Then I'll come with you, okay?
Alright.
Then let's return to the city.
Well, ain't this something? Interesting. I mean, he successfully did what he wanted. He's got a new life. What exactly is the traveler planning doing? The dude's free.
Here you go, boss. I'll leave them right here.
Oh, you really went and picked some more. Who are these two?
I don't even know who we are.
Something's come up, and they need to borrow me. Sorry, boss.
But we're literally here
I'm
with
afraid
Nahida
I'll
all
be
the
away
time.
from the stall for a while.
I was just about to pay you anyway. Go wherever you want, kid. Don't waste your time here.
What?
I get it, okay? You just wanted to help me out, to thank me for giving you shelter from the rain that day. Even then, I don't understand why you're so adamant that you don't want any pay for it. But look, it was pouring down, and there you were, sauntering along without a care in the world, like you had nowhere to be and didn't even care that it was raining. Imagine you were me for a second. It's a little weird, right?
Right?
Why is this guy traveling during a rainstorm if he's not trying to get somewhere? And why is he taking a shortcut through the open country if he's not even in a hurry? But anyway, taking you in didn't put me out even slightly. You don't owe me a thing for it. Certainly not all this. Your time is valuable. You know, you should go live your life.
But I don't... No, you're right.
He is right.
Then I suppose this is where we say goodbye. Thank you again for taking me into the city.
Don't mention it, kiddo. I've run into all kinds of characters over the years. I just hope you find your path.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, done. Thanks for waiting for me. We can go now.
Did a shine his service? Not I want more. Any reason to really bring him here? He got what he wanted, and hasn't seemed to change anything. He was living his best life. But we'll bring him to Kusanali anyways. Damn, bro, she got that fucking 8K HD display, bro.
What's wrong?
Wrong.
Huh? Are you?
Hello. I do apologize for the sudden intrusion.
You realize you're in the Archon's fucking lair, bro.
We found this guy in the street, but he doesn't seem to remember anything. So, yeah, quite an eventful walk.
We found this guy in the street.
You say that you are trekking across to Vat to train yourself. Many other Inazumans who describe themselves in this way call themselves Shugenja.
Shigenja.
Why do you refer to yourself as a wanderer?
Well, it seems more relevant in my case. To me, it sounds like a plant with no roots. But these two claim that they know me, and that I have a hidden past unknown even to myself.
I wouldn't call it the past, but rather... this is a difficult one to explain.
I'm surprised she doesn't
I
hit with
don't like to
the
rely
correct
on using
one.
terms like this often, but in your case, it seems that it ought to be called, previous incarnation.
Oh, like a past life or something?
Why is she like she doesn't know? Like we didn't just read the fucking
Yes.
story.
Something far more distant than the past. So far away that you cannot perceive it.
Okay, I have to ask. What was I like in my previous incarnation?
Piece of shit. No, not exactly good.
Oh, okay. I see. You want to tell me, but you can't bring yourselves to say it. Looks like I didn't have the most wonderful existence in my previous incarnation.
You're damn right about that, bro.
If it's that difficult to talk about, I have no doubt it will be just as difficult to hear. But I'll be able to handle it. Please, tell me the truth.
Is truth something you care a lot about?
Yes.
Okay. So he wants to know, even though
Then I'll be straight with you. In your previous incarnation, you did many things that would be considered evil. You nearly died because of what other people did, and many died because of you. As a non-human being, you hated gods and humans alike. You drifted from place to place, never able to settle, even where you found status and identity. You adamantly believed that you were missing a heart. Actions rooted in persistence sometimes bear bitter fruit. Sometimes, you have to let parts of yourself go, or you'll never be happy.
Which is funny, because we brought his ass fucking back. Just to
I
hear about
gave
his
everything I
past.
had, but it barely changed history at all.
Yep.
In terms of the outcome alone, that's true.
I don't think I can judge everything I've heard purely in terms of right and wrong.
I know I wouldn't.
Each choice a person makes belongs to a specific place and time. A chain of cause and effect. A cycle of karma and consequence.
That is the nature of truth. If one thing is right, its opposite must be wrong. And yet, dichotomies like this are not enough to explain the world in all of its complexity.
It seems like my previous incarnation wasn't the most likable individual.
We're not trying to hurt your feelings or anything, but yeah, we weren't your biggest fans.
How do you know that? You can't even remember him.
If we were enemies, why are you trying to help me find the truth?
Because we're not enemies now, bro. You also have chats for some reason.
This is so frustrating! This guy's supposed to be our arch enemy, but now he's just some random stranger we met on the street!
You shouldn't harbor
He's got
those
so
feelings.
much to answer for, but we can't make him talk because he doesn't remember anything.
You shouldn't remember anything
What
either.
a weird situation.
The writing, I mean, as much as I like the writing, it's her writing specifically is really bad and inconsistent. She should know the story of the Balladeer because we just told it to her. So when we see him on the street and we say that's the Balladeer, she should be able to be like, oh, okay, this is him, and know his story. And she shouldn't harbor these feelings, even though she heard the story, because she doesn't really feel them because they're erased from her mind. I don't know how they managed to fuck up Paimon's writing like this.
Lesser Lord Kusanali, as the god of wisdom, I trust that everything you told me must be true.
Yes, it's all true. I can even show you the memories themselves, if you're willing.
Please do.
Please, I want to see them
Yes.
for myself. I want to experience my own transgressions.
This is what I want to see because pulling him as a character, it makes me actually want to pull from a character less if he was like, he didn't remember anything. I want him to like remember and have the memories of who he was. So that it's like the conflicting person, not the conflicting personalities, but it's like his two personalities together. I want him to be the Scaramouche in the past, but on a path for atonement, rather than, you know, just new dude who's like, oh, I guess I was that guy.
Even though it will cause your present self great mental anguish?
I'm just a puppet, with no heart and no name. There is nothing in this world for me to cling to fill the void within me. Except maybe these sins that can never be undone.
Very well. As you wish.
Wait, shouldn't we go with him? This one's kind of on us for bringing him here.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Whatever danger I might face, it's my burden to bear.
That's crazy.
Traveler, could I ask you to supervise him on my behalf?
Oh my god, yeah, again, yeah.
Oh,
How this
good
shit
point.
started.
Given your, unique situation, we'd better keep an eye on you.
Understood.
Only the Subsara did we mention. I guess.
Thank you.
Oh, okay, well, I didn't mean to click that. Oh boy. Oh. You know, I find it weird that with how the Subsara works, we were able to get a sense of deja vu, but with this, it's not the same. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing all this for.
No matter what lies ahead, I'll face it. Whatever it takes. I'm just sorry that you have to join me for the whole thing.
I guess because the way it's absolute
It's time to
and
get
domineering, Irminsul, so there wouldn't be any deja vu feeling because it never happened. As with the Subzara, or Subsaris festival, we had done it. A Balladeer's memories. He can be a Balladeer, Harbinger of the Fatui, he can also be Kabukimono as one-sided comparison. And this is Some fucky wucky storytelling. I mean, this is pretty good. I like this. Although it's so weird that just his memories are perfectly preserved and nothing of Rukkhadevata was
This looks
preserved.
like Inazuma.
It's because it is.
Right now, you're in a dream I created using information extracted from your memories.
Really?
These memories will show you the raw truth, but be aware that enemies may react just like in the real world. Please be careful.
Sounds like an immersive experience. It's a good thing we came along.
Is it though? He can't fight, so.
You don't need to do this for me. I don't deserve your protection.
You're right.
We never give up halfway. Well, we had to once, but that was your doing.
Yeah, well.
All right. Thanks.
Wanderer, this is the Shake Pavilion.
Who?
In your Balladeer incarnation, this is where the Electro Archon placed you after your creation.
Oh, it's his whole
You had a
backstory.
great many memories here.
But what's with the animal characters? You get their whole goddamn backstory, bro. We got fucking Cosmos backstory. We got Venti's backstory. We got like Zhao's fucking history. I mean, we got the characters' histories, but like we get like their whole life. This is the second time we've gone through an animal character's literal life.
Is that because this is kind of like his birthplace?
You could say that, in a sense. You'll see why shortly.
This is where his
I
first
hear
patrol.
footsteps.
This place is huge. I can't believe the landslide didn't fill it in. I wonder who built it. The Crystal Marrow Miners?
Nope, right in Shogun. I'm not gonna talk about
No, there's no way. Look at this exquisite construction work, and so well preserved, too. No mining crew would be capable of this. There's someone passed out on the ground.
Who are you?
You're awake. What happened? How'd you get stuck here? Are you injured? Huh. Not a scratch. And these fine clothes. Who are you?
This man is Katsuragi, deputy to Torichiyo's adopted son, Mikoshi Nagamasa. He found the Balladeer in Shake Pavilion and took him back to Tatarasuna.
And the rest is history. Well, it used to be.
In the original version of events, Katsuragi was ultimately killed by Nagamasa.
Let me get you out of here. Our people are nearby. Hang in there.
During the Tatarasuna incident, Niwa was murdered by the doctor disguised as a mechanic. The Balladeer, then known as the Kabukimono, disappeared not long after. As the second in command at Tatarasuna, responsibility for what had happened fell to Mikoshi Nagamasa. But Katsuragi had sworn lifelong loyalty to Nagamasa after the latter had once saved his life. At Katsuragi's insistence, Nagamasa killed him to put an end to the Tatarasuna incident.
Katsuragi seems like he was a good guy.
He looks like a warrior, but he has a kind face. Why couldn't he live a long and happy life?
Nagamasa,
Not how the world
I
works.
found this young guy in a cave sealed off by a landslide. He doesn't remember his name.
Well, we need to call you something. I hear the workers are calling you the Kabukimono.
That's fine with me.
Katsuragi, report to Niwa. Tell him we have someone new joining us.
Hey. What in the goddamn is that?
Huh? What are we doing back here?
Fucked up the story. Run through it again.
Whoa, this is where you were born? It's pretty, but there's nobody here.
Well, just keep with the damn sound.
I was abandoned, like you. I lived here for a while at first, but there's nothing for us here. We can't stay.
Okay. I heard my mom and dad used to make swords, but the factory manager died, and then my dad got sick. He kept coughing all the time, just like me. Then Mom started coughing too.
But you can't. You promised me.
Yup, we're family now. We're gonna be together forever and ever.
This child didn't have a name. Or rather, the Balladeer didn't know what to call him. His father died before he could name him. After his mother died, the child stayed in their straw hut alone. Some of the neighbors helped to raise him. After leaving Tatarasuna, the Balladeer ran into this child who didn't have a name, just like him. They made a promise to live together.
What happened to the child then?
He died from his illness while he was still very young. The Balladeer came home one day and found that he had stopped breathing.
Hey! What's wrong? Say something! You promised me we could be family! You're no different from Niwa and all the others. You betrayed me too. The voices have gone. It looks like the memory ends here.
Let's keep going.
So when he sees the memory, does he feel what he was feeling at the time? That would be pretty useful. We get the right mindset. Oh, mindset's kind of the wrong way.
You do realize you're blocking my path.
I come not to obstruct you. I've been waiting. What you are truly is a weapon. One that could be wielded with an iron will. Or you could continue to drift aimlessly.
Are you trying to win me over?
Long-fated rebellion has begun. Why not take your place at the banquet and join those who shall
Looks like I went too far.
Yeah, I was trying not to use my ability so I can hear the damn dialogue.
This place is dark.
This is where you fucked us up, probably.
Paimon knows this place. It's the delusion factory in Inazuma.
In the original version of events, the Traveler once encountered the Balladeer here.
Such a creepy atmosphere. And so familiar.
Oh, I guess events even pertaining us technically didn't happen. So how did he get the fucking... How'd they get the electro-gnosis if Yaimiko didn't give it to him?
Hey, look over there.
Well, well, my fair lady. Is this rundown factory and these incompetent fools all for me? Wow. You shouldn't have.
Huh. What do you have to gain from belittling your subordinates? You might not want to admit it, but you are a part of this plan. Perhaps you find fighting in the Abyss to be a more meaningful use of your time? Oh, but of course, even this pales in comparison to being experimented on by the doctor.
Okay, we learned that we do fight the Abyss.
What a sharp tongue you have. Funny how negotiating never seems to be your strong suit. For the task ahead, I suggest you keep your true feelings to yourself.
Save your breath. I know what I have to do.
I'm sure you think so, but I still think you need to hear it. Don't start thinking you're invincible, and don't let your emotions get in the way.
Surely you're not worried about me.
I just can't have you getting in my way. You and Child never fail to find ways to complicate things.
I'm merely lighting a little fire in this chaotic nation. But you, being tossed out like trash, must make you want to destroy it completely. Do you remember the last time you were here? That was a lot of swordsmiths you killed. I'm sure the descendants of the Raiden Gokaden are still suffering the consequences now. Look at you. Oh, don't get so sentimental. Now, give that poor little tongue of yours a rest and stop pretending like you're above everyone else. Bye then. See you at the victory feast.
Poor little tongue? She's playing with fire talking to me like that. Who does she think she is? Forget it. Someone might find me here any minute now. I should prepare to give them a warm welcome.
The plot does not end here. There is more of this story to come. Wanderer, are you able to continue?
Yes. Please don't worry about me.
Why
should
are
wonder
you
what the hell
staring at me in silence? Can't you think of a nicer way to express yourself?
I'm under no obligation to be nice to you. Besides, I thought nothing mattered to you except results in your own interests. Isn't that right? Witch?
Muddle-headed puppet. You're only number 6 because you can take more abuse than other humans. Do you really count that as an asset?
You're about as much fun to be around as a raging inferno. But before we murder each other, it'd be best if we finish our duties.
She got bad though. They had a good relationship. Should let him hit.
Looks like we've arrived in Sumeru.
Back in hell.
Is that?
I mean, there's a lot more that happens.
Considering that Amorta's sage, Nafis, refused to join this project, I'll take part in the experiment in his place.
Welcome. I look forward to a fruitful collaboration.
When do we start?
You seem impatient. You should know that becoming a god is far from a trivial affair.
As if you know anything
The
about that.
biological transformation is a lengthy process. As such, I too would recommend that we commence as soon as possible. In the event that a successful connection is established, his body will become permanently bound to the machine, and he will be unable to move independently of it.
Nothing worse than what I've been through before then, Doctor.
You were the most resilient test subject I ever came across. Thanks to you, I was able to garner a great deal of information. Alas, after that, you were under orders to remain in the Abyss. We barely saw each other, and it became difficult to further refine the knowledge I had gained.
Again, Fatui in the Abyss fighting something. We know that the one with the armor is from that one fairy tale, the Bloodstained Knight, who like traveled and went to the edge of the world and saw monsters and said, "Fuck it, bro, I'm not fighting for this shit anymore." Which most likely he joined the fucking Fatui, which is him. Which they're fighting the Abyss, which also leads us to that's Capitano too, which makes us wonder what that Grand Master of Arcus is heading towards. Because his shit goes to Shneznaya, but he ran to the captain, who's most likely the head of their fucking Abyss fighting force for the Fatui. So whatever the Grand Master is doing, he's clearly going against the Abyss somewhere in Shneznaya.
That was gracefully worded. Ever wonder what they think if they knew that nothing matters to you, apart from your crazy experiments?
I suggest you speak to me in a more respectful tone, Scaramouche. The mere fact of your utility does not make you indestructible.
The doctor again? That was uncomfortable to watch.
That person gives off a very sinister energy.
Yeah, he's the one who fucked you over from the beginning of your life, buddy.
It's normal for him to give you the creeps. He scares the bejeebers out of Paimon.
Let's move on.
I feel like the doctor's gonna be definitely like ignored. Like people are like, "Oh, we're gonna play as a doctor," and he's 100% gonna get fucking has to be killed. Like I feel like his character is set up to be irredeemable, unless he has like a clone that's like a newer clone.
You're a
that's like,
god.
"Oh."
Do you think I'm evil?
If you accept that he is you, just as you are you, then yes, you are evil.
In your eyes, are there any differences between humans and puppets?
Do you think there are any differences between your present self and your previous and future incarnations? If not, then what are the differences between humans and puppets? Whoever has tasted the joys and sorrows of life in the human realm is human. Whoever has loved and lost, cried with grief, howled with rage at the tragedy of death that eclipses the miracle of life. They are human too.
I've seen enough of my past. If possible, I'd like to reclaim the sins that are mine to bear. No matter the consequences, I won't run from blame or punishment. Whatever I am due, let it come to pass.
You want all your memories back?
Can you return my memories to me?
Bro.
Huh? But won't that mean you'll lose your current identity?
They'll merge into one
I've always
consciousness.
believed that human
singular
lives
being.
follow a set of rules, with each person being a collection of past experiences. As a puppet living in a human world, my life is subject to the same rules.
Regaining your memories means reverting completely to your previous incarnation. All the emotions that you discarded will return to you. Are you sure you want to do this?
I've lived with a void in my chest my whole life. My creator didn't need me. And ever since I awoke, I've just drifted from one place to the next. But then I met you. And I finally realized that reclaiming my missing sins might be my one opportunity to become my true self.
That is your true self. Person can't erase themselves even though the original body is gone. This person will live in his place. My person's sins an inescapable part of their destiny too.
I've always felt I have an innate tendency to yearn for something more, in a way that goes deeper than for most people. But for all my soul searching as a Shugenja, I've never fully understood it. Looking at it now, it seems that I brought this curse upon myself. So I beg you, grant me this opportunity to gain a purpose, to change my destiny, and end my wandering.
Very well.
That's a bit of an interesting
Since
strain.
your mind is made up, I will return to you that which is yours.
Pure memories. What cube? We know that the demon uses cubes, don't it?
You have made your decision. Now, take this.
Set him free.
A puppet? What's he doing here? You're a human as far as I'm concerned.
Everyone's here. Wonderful.
What a fine blade. Nagamasu will be thrilled.
This is my...
Is he alright? No way! Hey! Are you done yet?
All worthless dross will be purged. That's why this won't be the end.
Balladeer?
Die.
Bro, he's the best character.
This is trying my patience.
Have you got all your memories back now?
You got any more stupid questions?
Insignificant pest!
Wow, man, look at your memories back. Got any more stupid questions, Paimon?
Feeble human!
That doesn't make sense, bro. He's not human.
Too slow.
Literally too slow.
Behold!
Bro.
At my command, you shall fall!
God damn, bro. Shoot up, bro.
You're dead!
Am I supposed to be able to win this with him, bro? This seems a bit,
Insignificant pest!
Oh, that looks like he shot it out.
Fallen Fury.
I'm all for animal characters here, bro. They're like...
My endless cycle begins!
Okay, he's scared. Okay.
Churn!
Upon the gale.
You dare to gaze upon insignificant
Oh, hit him with the ghost though, bro. Bro, he gained a fucking vision. We saw another person gain. That's the second time we see someone gain the vision.
Imbecile! Get out of my sight.
It disappeared. Did we win?
I wouldn't say we won.
What did you expect? I'd never lose to that.
Yeah. It's you.
There's the tone of voice again. You're definitely back to your old self.
I'm glad it's him. I'm glad it's him himself, even though he erased himself.
But it was you inside that thing too. What have you got to be smug about?
He's better than himself.
Sorry. I'm harsh on myself and everyone else. Just the way I am.
The past will catch up to you, bro.
You sound like you're concerned about me.
Not an animal vision, bro.
But don't worry. Thanks to you, even if I didn't change a thing, at least I now know the truth.
But you're erased from history.
The memory recovery seems to have been a success. This dream has served its purpose.
Come on. Let's continue this outside.
I like that, man. His first response when getting his vision. Die. Me, myself, but not I. Okay, stupid ass fucking quest names. Well, I like this, man. Bro, look at that. The bold. Oh. I don't know. I know what the next fight is. Not everyone and their dog's mom has shown and spoiled what the next fight is.
Welcome back, traveler. Paimon, Balladeer.
It feels like we just went on a really long journey. Paimon's exhausted.
You don't like being addressed by that name?
It's fine. But I was just thinking, I should probably change it.
You don't want the Balladeer anymore?
After learning about everything the doctor did, there's no way I can carry on using a name connected to him.
Alright.
I'm not planning on returning to the Fatui, and they wouldn't take me back anyway. Recent events will have affected a lot of people, and they might not even remember who the Sixth is.
They probably don't.
So, you're quitting the Fatui for good?
Hang on, he said something there. They might not remember who the Sixth is. The Sixth for two. That means, technically, none of the other ones are descendants. Just say it. If they might not remember.
It's like you said, Lesser Lord Kusanali. Everything may look futile, but it wasn't completely meaningless. At least I made a lot of people forget about me.
But that doesn't mean your own past has disappeared.
Of course.
And your main goal, for which you gave up everything you had, you weren't able to achieve it. I hope you can see and understand that.
I wish we could reverse
Changing
that.
the world, changing the past, changing the fates of other people, these are not simple things to accomplish.
That's what Mona told us.
What you are looking for is complete annihilation. But this is just a fantasy. Even if the Balladeer is removed from existence, the world will not heed your will.
Indeed. How ridiculous.
Do you regret doing all that when you've gotten so little in return?
Even if I'm completely worthless, there's nothing in the world worth regretting. Lesser Lord Kusanali, you purposely left that information in Irminsul, didn't you?
Yes, and I took pains to make sure that you'd acquire that information naturally.
Why would you go to such lengths? You trying to win me over too?
In all honesty, your past experiences have made you a useful asset to Sumeru and to me. Winning you over was indeed a part of my plan. But before that, I wanted to tell you the truth about your past. If all I wanted to do was use you, then I'd be no different from the doctor.
Very clever.
That's the god of
I
wisdom.
guess you could say that's one of my virtues.
Utility to others is what gives me worth. So if embracing my sins is what it takes to make me useful again, so be it.
That's why he's animal, guys. Because utility to the others. Animals can support anyone.
Oh, right. I almost forgot. You're the good guys. You're into justice and all that.
And not if I can help.
Sorry if I have a slightly different perspective on things, but I don't feel like I've been duped. The wisest leaders are fated to end up with the best helpers. I can live with that.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're able to think of it in that way.
Positive spin on everything.
Traveler, in the future, I'll continue to search Irminsul more deeply and see what secrets can be uncovered.
Like what?
Including the beginning of your twins' journey recorded in Irminsul.
Please.
What exactly happened before and after that point?
Oh, thank you, bro.
I want to know as well.
Yeah, I want to know what happened. So all we have is in Irminsul, Conria gets destroyed. Lands in Conria. 500 years pass. Gets destroyed. 500 years pass. Bro. Let's hope we can find some answers.
I will try.
Traveler.
Yes?
After I dove into the information torrent in Irminsul, why did you go to Inazuma?
I wanted to know what the hell you changed.
So that's how you found out whose fate had changed. And how? Well, whatever your reasons, you did me a favor. And I'll do everything I can to pay it back.
Join my team, bro, because I cannot win that 50-50 to save my fucking life, bro. I got a kitchen.
Borrowing and returning are the only real relationships between individuals. I'll balance the books one day. Don't you worry.
He's gonna kill the
not
doctor
true.
for us.
A relationship between two people is not simply a ledger that can be reset to zero. I think deep down you realize this. People who show up in your life don't just evaporate like water drops and leave nothing behind. There is no such thing as balancing the books. Some things in this world can never be brought back.
Like what you just changed.
And they can never be changed. Which is why there is emotion in the human world. Everything that you feel is real and lasting. And whatever is missing in you will not be made whole. To be human is to live with imperfections. You can choose whether or not you want to be human.
But humans can't live without a heart, can they? Anyway, I gave up trying to become a human a long time ago.
You understand what pain is
You were made to be
perfectly
human
well,
anyways.
even without a heart. You're just bearing your feelings. The past is set in stone, but you can keep moving on. And the longer your future lasts, the shorter your past will become, until one day, it is but a tiny fraction of your life.
Sounds like you've got a future planned out for me.
Okay, hang on now. The longer your future goes, the shorter your past will become. I mean, I understand what she's saying, but it's literally the opposite. Because the longer your future goes, the longer your past will come. Because your past, I guess you never know how long your future is. Because there's no quantifiable time of future. But your past always, well, theoretically, because your future can end instantly in a moment, your past will always be the longest. Because it's all that's occurred. But, whatever. That's just semantics.
Everything's ended up being pretty darn complicated. Paimon doesn't even know where to start, but the most important thing now is that you need to follow Nahida. Otherwise, all our efforts will have been for nothing.
It's not true. Follow his own path. Immediately walks away. It's raining outside.
Then I guess I'll be helping you from behind the scenes from now on.
Bro.
I'm glad that you've accepted our proposal.
Welcome to the squad.
Why don't you choose a new name to celebrate?
Ooh! Paimon wants to pick an ugly nickname for you too.
Pipe down.
Why?
Because Paimon still doesn't like you that much.
Then I hope we don't see much of each other in the future.
A name is life's first gift. You didn't say it out loud, but I know that's what you're thinking.
I was gonna name him 43 in
Traveler
Japanese, just
Paimon
close to
has helped you a
stillborn.
lot.
What is it? It's
If you
fucking
can't decide on a new name, maybe you can ask them for ideas.
Yonjin-san, but that doesn't fucking work for this now. Like, it doesn't. It's life's first gift, and I'm gonna name him stillborn. You want us to decide?
No, Paimon only does nicknames. If it's a serious name you're after, it's all yours.
Alright.
Have you got anything?
You obtain the uplift stroke from Archon is over. You obtain the Appletive Stroke from the Archon Quest Interlude and versions of Genesis will allow you to change eons into one understanding. Please take note that some names cannot be utilized in this change. Once you have renamed this character, some interfaces of the game info will display the name. There's a limit on numbers of times you can rename this character, so do with care. Oh, there's a limit. Why not? Why? Like daily limit? Childish, please ensure the policy. Okay. Bro. What am I gonna name this dude? I mean, Yeonjun-san was pretty good name. 43? But, I mean... Oh. Alright, after the longest debate ever, we're going with Kazuki. What's his name? Kazuki.
Are you sure?
No, but fuck it, bro. Kazuki? Yep, that's what I want. Kazuki. Kazuki. Yes, we'll do.
Oh, alright. If you say so.
Your name is Kazuki. You're the future hope for us.
There. Now you have a name of your own.
Yes, you do, Kazuki.
What about a nickname? Are you done yet?
Still thinking. Stop rushing me.
Man, Paimon, you're dumb as hell.
Take your time. I don't need to see you again until you've thought of one.
What do you plan to do next,
Everyone
Kazuki?
who manipulated me and made me suffer will have to pay the price.
Alright, well, maybe making you hope wasn't a good idea.
The doctor, at least.
Now that your stance has changed, I believe your future path will change accordingly. But it won't be immediate. You still need some time to compose yourself.
One more thing. There are still some descendants of the Raiden Gokuden living in Inazuma. Some of them know. Well, they ought to know about the connection between Raiden Gokuden and myself. I don't plan to leave Sumeru for the time being. If you see them in Inazuma, please tell them that I was the one responsible for the Raiden Gokuden's downfall. Even though the events have been erased from the world, they still deserve to know the truth.
I see. That is up to you.
That's up to you, bro.
Huh? But if we do that, then...
Your work will be for nothing.
It's fine. Let them stab their blades into my chest if they so desire. Maybe that's how it always should have been.
What was the point of you erasing fucking yourself, bro? I would have been cool had he, like, not erased himself. Because then you would have, like, the Fatui who know who he is. And, like, you have us all, like, whole thing.
No nonsense. I like it.
Yeah.
Alright, let's call it a day.
Roger that.
Goodbye, wise deity. And you too.
He's gone.
Just like that. With an animo vision.
What he went through today would have been like living an entire lifetime in an instant. He'll need some time to calm down.
When he's back to his normal self.
Yeah, true. But even so, after everything that's happened, he doesn't seem quite as fierce anymore.
Well, like 400 years he lived in a new lifetime. He's basically lived 800 years. It's a bump along the way, but now it's all over.
So we can finally go eat? Paimon is starving.
Alright.
Thank you both. I hope you will find somewhere nice to go and relax for a while.
I'm sure we won't. Let's play some cards. Is that it? Kick me out? Oh no, we still got these heads right.
I've got it! I can end my novel with some words from Mikoshi Nagamasa.
Mikoshi Nagamasa.
You mean because everyone else in the story is dead?
I mean,
Yeah, I heard that Mikoshi Nagamasa died at a ripe old age. He's the perfect fit to be the narrator of the epilogue.
Yeah.
The dark clouds had dissipated, but they continued to cast their shadow in Mikoshi Nagamasa's mind for decades to come. Then, one night, as an old man, he had a dream. On the night when that prized blade, the Daitatara Nagamasa, was forged, the people rejoiced, and there was painting, dancing, and drinking. All these expressions of joy melted down in the furnace fire and turned into red clouds that rallied around the final sunrise that Mikoshi Nagamasa saw in his lifetime.
Well, you're a good fictional author.
Life is a story too long to be told, a journey that you must walk to behold.
What do you gotta say about that, Kazuki?